This is Cinephellas Adventures, and you've reached your final destination. Hell. What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com to review the new documentary, Demon House, written and directed by Zak Bagans from the hit Travel Channel show, Ghost Adventures. I want to start off by saying I'm a really huge fan of the paranormal. I've been into the ghosts and demons pretty much my whole life. I really enjoy the ghost shows, Ghost Adventures. I'd say up until Nick Groff left the show, I really enjoyed the show. They had a different way of going about investigating, using provocation to provoke the demons and ghosts. The past few seasons, after Nick Groff left, not more produced now, and it's just over the top with less investigating. So I did really enjoy Ghost Adventures for a while, but lately it just hasn't been catching my eye like it used to. I lived in Vegas for 3 years and actually met the Ghost Adventures crew, Zak Bagans and crew. They were getting coffee, and I actually walked in there, hanging out there, so they're really cool to meet them. They're all down-to-earth guys, really nice. Zak Bagans is his own character in many ways, but he was a nice guy to meet, so I was really excited to finally get to watch Demon House. So in 2014, there was this house in Indiana that was supposedly haunted by demons and spirits, and it was making national headlines in the news and newspapers and all over the place on TV, and it caught the eye of Zak Bagans. He was out in California. He heard about this house, and of course he had to buy it, right? And Zak actually bought the house without seeing it. It was catching headlines. He's like, well, this could be a good opportunity for us to go in and figure out what's happening. And skeptics are like, oh, it's not real, this and that. It's all over the news, and there's people in the Indiana area that actually witnessed what happened within this house, including the Ammons family, LaToya and her children that were supposedly possessed. At the beginning of this documentary, Zak Bagans is talking about how he had this dream, this nightmare about this 12-foot goat demon, and he didn't really tell anybody about it, so a week later they went to the house to start filming, and it really sets up the rest of this documentary as to what he had in this dream and what they would encounter. So most of the documentary is Zak Bagans interviewing people that have lived there, local cops that were there when all this started going down with the Ammons family, local police officers, the CPS, Children Protective Services, one particular lady that was working there that saw what happened to the kids, including the young son that was possessed. His eyes rolled back and he walked up the wall backwards. And it's really interesting, normal people that don't believe in this kind of stuff go into this house and are completely different. Kind of like for me personally, until I encountered one when I was in high school, and it changed my life forever. This documentary, Zak is interviewing people that have lived there. LaToya Ammons' boyfriend, he was able to interview him because LaToya did not want to talk. I guess they were in the process of talking to big movie studios about their story, because Hollywood wants their money and want to make this into a movie. And there's a funny part where they don't say who it is, but it's some exec or producer from Hollywood is cussing Zak out on the phone, and Zak's not liking it too much. He's like, fuck off. He's like, no, we're going to do this documentary. I don't care what Hollywood says. So that was pretty cool. It was pretty punk rock of Zak to do that. And what I did enjoy about this documentary is Zak is going at it in a different way compared to Ghost Adventures. He's not really believing it. He's gathering information. He's interviewing people. Ammons family moved out. There's a few squatters. One said, yeah, there's a lot of ghosts and demons that live here. The other's like, no, nothing happened here. But they're trying to get money, so they're going to tell him some bullshit so they can get some money out of it. So he's kind of going at it in a different way, not really 100% sold on everything that's showing in the news and the headlines. So he's going to go about it and start filming and see what happens. And they had some other interviews in this documentary with the local priest that did the exorcism, and local police force that were actually at the house. All of which were saying, yeah, we didn't believe any of this until we came to this house, and there's something darker, some sort of dark entity here that is really affecting people, physically and mentally. One instance is cops talking about this oil that's dripping from the blinds inside the house, and they cannot figure out why this is happening. There's no explanation for this. So, as an audience, you're like, how the hell could that happen? And I really love the way they went about this documentary, for non-believers. They're not forcing this down your throat, you have to believe this is all true. Now they're going in to debunk this. They're trying to understand what's going on here, what sort of force they're dealing with. And I really appreciated that. It's not like, hey, I'm a non-believer, I need to watch this to believe. No, they just want to get the facts straight and to prove that something dark, is living here in this house, down in the basement, and it's really affecting anybody that goes inside the house. What the documentary had that I did not like, that Ghost Adventures has been doing for past few seasons, are all these reenactments. The silly reenactments of actors playing these parts of what happened. There's kid actors in this documentary. They're trying to play the Ammons kids, and it was just over the top. Like the kid's eyes are rolling back, and he's climbing up the wall. I could have done without that. I would have enjoyed actual footage if they had any of the actual possessions and things like that. But if you get past the reenactments, it's okay. The documentary style of filmmaking that Zak Bagans did in this film was pretty well done for the most part. The production value was much better than Ghost Adventures. You could tell it took them 3 years to put this out, so they had time to really make it their own and really for it to stand out compared to his Travel Channel show. With Zak and Jay Wasley, Billy Tully, and the rest of the filming crew, they were all affected. Like a few of them freak out. They start losing their shit. One of them quits, and eventually he does go in by himself. They board him inside this house in Indiana, literally board him in. They nail down boards on the windows and the door so he can't get out. From the second act to the end of the film, it's building up. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I'm like, this is getting good. This is going to get really, really eerie and creepy, and it's going to make you feel uneasy, and something may happen. And they just build it up to the ending of Zak in the house, and it just kind of leaves you hanging. And the ending was not great. It just kind of built up, and then it's the end. That's it. That's what happens. Like I said in the beginning of the documentary, story is cursed. The end. So overall, Demon House was a film I was anxiously awaiting for some time, for 3-4 years. Hearing about this, I live in Illinois, and Indiana's not too far away. It's hitting headlines, and it sparked my interest to see what was happening. They released pictures online of a ghost in the front of the house, or spirit, or demon, whatever you want to call it. I was really excited when Zak got a hold of this house and bought it, and I heard he was shooting this documentary. And I wanted to see what he found to prove to believers, non-believers, that there is indeed demons around us, and they're negative forces that you don't want to really deal with. And they can affect you mentally and physically, as we've seen in this documentary. I wish there was a lot more evidence. There was more interviews and story behind the house than actual footage and evidence of what is there. And I really wish they would have investigated more in this film. The whole investigation of the house is at the end of the movie, and it's 10 minutes. So, if you look past that in the documentary style of filmmaking, it's pretty decent. But as a paranormal fan like myself, I really wanted to see more investigation and more evidence of these demonic forces. I'm going to give Demon House a 2.5 out of 5 demon hair pieces. Get down! So what did you guys think? Did you guys get a chance to check out Demon House over the weekend? It was just released. Are you fans of the paranormal field? Are you into demons? Are you into Ghost Adventures? Are you a fan of Zak Bagans and the Ghost Adventures crew? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from the portal of hell. Did you hear that? Until next time, cheers!